up or secure some cargo.
If I tie the rope, can I tie it in a little fairy knot or something?
Yeah, if you want. Just um,
Get
you might
scolded
get in
because
trouble for it.
what?
You might get in
Oh,
trouble for it. Pretty
nobody
well
taught me the sailor knots.
they basically only use sailor knots on most of the knots here. Any
Yeah.
other knot would probably confuse someone and cause an accident.
Okay. Wait. Hmm. I will think twice about before making a fancy knot and just go with the knot they told me.
Okay. So I am going to see how far you get. So I'd say
Nimrus
okay.
is doing his best job on deck of being a crew member, just trying to batten down the hatches, tighten the sails, keep us in the wind.
Yeah, so mostly the hatches don't really need to be battened down. There's no weather or anything like that. It's mostly going to be making sure the ship is clean, making sure you might be helping with the galley or something like that. Just like um, putting out
Like,
plates for crew members as they rotate.
like these
You,
darn
you
seagulls.
yeah, it's just going to be general day kind of labor that you'd normally do on a boat, right?
Yeah,
Things like battening
but
down hatches you usually only do in bad weather, right?
Nimrus
You
is
might,
just doing the full checklist. Like, he is fastidious when he's on watch. When he's on shift, he keeps everything in line.
okay. Yeah, you'll most likely be spending a lot of your time adjusting sails. Um, Also, if anyone wants, I think as a crew member, you can also keep watch.
Yeah. Watch the
Yeah,
first.
I'll be keeping watch as I maintain the sails, basically.
So no, anyone keeping watch will probably be in the crow's nest.
Oh, I'm just
Tips.
maintaining sails and giving us speed then.
Crow's Nest is about as far from the sea as we can get on this thing, so I'll take dibs on that. Yeah.
Now, the one problem with the crow's nest is it's kind of sway. As winds change stuff, it will sway a lot. If you have a motion sickness, it's a good time to point it out.
Well, I don't know. Do I have motion sickness? Let's see.
Maybe give me a constitution check with just give me a constitution check.
Constitution check, you say? Yeah, okay.
Constitution, what would be the best? Yeah, I guess a general constitution check. You don't? Do you have a constitution save?
Do
Yeah,
I
give me a
have?
constitution save. Is that
No,
any different?
I don't have a constitution
Yeah,
save.
they are different checks, or to check a save is to stop something from happening, or
Yeah, well, the
So
save would
basically,
only matter if you have proficiency in it. I don't have.
well, yeah, the only difference would be do you have proficiency in constitution save?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you made it 12. You feel a little seasick, but not much, not enough to really impair your job.
right.
You're just feeling a little blue in the gills, if you had gills.
No, that's that other guy down there.
And I'm just
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got gills.
and I'm just walking down to each of the crew and checking each one working, make sure they're doing their job right, make sure everything's in order.
There it is. So after about a day and a half of sailing,
Sailing
um,
on the open sea.
you notice, Jody, since you're taking watch, you still going to be on watch the second day?
Sure. Nobody else seems to be jumping at the bait, so yeah, I guess I'll take watch the second day.
Like, if you don't, and if none of the other players will do, there will be a general crew member will be taking watch, right? So you don't have to take watch if you want. You can do something else.
If you need a break, Nimrus will step in.
Sure.
But whoever is currently taking watch right now notices that a fog bank is rolling in. And this fog
Which
bank
side?
is quite big.
Oh no, not the big fog bank.
Let
Like
me see if I.
aft full, port starboard. Like where's it coming from? Oh
Well,
god.
there it is. It's like a cat with a hat. Well, I don't know what that is now. It started as a cat with a hat. Who knows? Picasso.
So this is basically the direction you're traveling right now. So if you're traveling in a direction, let me put a line. You're kind of trying to sail up this way here, like this, right?
Right. Do we all see this fog, or just a person in the crow's nest?
Right now, just the person in the crow's nest.
Okay.
Which is I.
So whoever's in the crow's nest right now sees fog. And if you're in the crow's nest right now, what do you want to do?
I want to slide down, run to the front of the boat, and use gust of wind to try and push some of this fog out of the
Okay.
way.
So that fog is way out of range right now.
How far away is it? Like
Have
a
you done
mile,
it really?
half mile?
Probably a couple miles away. Let me do.
I'm just gonna point it out and shout at it.
Yeah, we're in the scale of miles on this map.
And
Try
after
doing a
hearing
route.
this, I'm going to run into the captain's quarters and scream, "We have a fog heading towards us on the way to Kalmori. Do we want to sail around it or
Well,
go through it?"
You haven't seen it yet. You haven't seen it yet.
Well, he reported it to everybody.
Okay, so you did report it?
Yeah, I'm shouting it down. I'm saying fog cloud in the way.
Okay. So, it eventually gets to the captain. The captain's not really concerned about it. Fog happens. It's pretty general in the ocean. Fog comes in occasionally. There's nothing special about it.
No, sure, rationalize it away. Yeah. We see how you are, Mr. Captain.
There's no reefs nearby that he's aware of. So he's not worried about the ship bottoming out or anything like that. The only possibility is if there might be a ship within the fog cloud that he can't see. That could be a danger for the crew. But he thinks it's better to risk it without going around. Does anyone maybe want to suggest otherwise?
I could clear us a path. It won't
I-
last long.
I already burned my suggestion for the day, so
Burned your suggestion for today. What?
yeah, because I'm only allowed one counter suggestion a day. That's first mate. But I guess I'm gonna go outside and report to the crew that and say, "Crew, brace yourselves. Captain's orders. We're sailing through the fog."
You just hear it. Do you want an opening? Crow's nest.
So how long can you sustain this?
Let me check the spell. It's 60 feet long, 10 foot wide.
Is it an instantaneous though, or is it like a constant?
It's up to a minute concentration.
So, give me what would be a
That
good
cause looks
check?
a bit more longer than 600 feet, sir.
Give me a nature check with advantage. Okay, so you believe, especially from what you've seen, that this fog cloud is way too big to really clear out effectively with your spell. It will. You'd have to be casting this for hours, maybe half a day, before you got through the fog cloud.
It's huge. you just hear shouted down from the crow's nest.
What's huge?
The fog.
Do you see tentacles in it?
I just see fog, but it will last for at least a day at our current speed.
Well,
See.
I guess sailors do go through this sort of thing all the time, don't they? Right? Right, Jack? Right, Jake? I turned to this guy who I think is named Jack.
So 36. So that's about 10 hours. Maybe 8 hours. So after about 8 hours, you start going into the fog.
Dang.
Because, like I said, it was still quite a ways away before you actually saw it, or before you actually got to it. Right? It was coming in, right? And now it's about evening. It's starting to get dark. The captain orders the helmsman. Actually, he kind of orders everyone, but mainly it's for the helmsman, but also for the people adjusting the sails and everything. He says half speed because you're going to fog, and he says lights out.
Okay.
So he wants you running dark. So anyone with any sailor's background or knowledge will basically what he's trying to do is normally in a fog cloud you would have almost all your lights lit. You'd still slow down. You'd actually slow down quite a bit, and you'd have all your lights lit so that if another ship came nearby, you'd be able to see it and spot it, so you didn't collide with another ship. However, the captain doesn't want any other ship to know he's there if he does come up to another ship, right? Because he's afraid that he's a pirate, and he's afraid that with the amount of damage the ship's taken, that it could possibly get sunk. Right?
Yeah.
So he's basically telling you to do basically a silent running.
Nimrus instantly douses the torch at the top of the ship.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want darkness too, or do you want about to go up to the captain?
Yeah, no one else can see in darkness. So
Right.
Yeah.
if you're casting
Yeah,
darkness,
don't cast darkness.
Wait, don't
Okay.
elves get dark vision?
well, none of the other
Darkness
pirates on the
makes
ship
me
have
like
dark vision.
greatness.
All right.
The captain doesn't have dark vision.
Mm.
It's going to be very hard to drive the ship with only a few crew members with dark vision, with darkness running.
True. Okay, I won't do that then.
Plus, well, maybe it wouldn't, since it's evening, it might not really show up. But like if it was daytime, probably be easier to see a ship sailing around in the darkness around it, because you'd see the absence of anything, right?
Right.
But in this fog cloud, it might not. And especially at night, it might not matter.
We try to take a moment to actually, a few minutes to try to identify and see if there's anything out of the or detect magic to see if there's anything out of the ordinary about the fog.
Okay, you do that. That takes about 15 minutes, right?
To the captain.
Oh, you're suggesting it to the captain.
If he wants to
He does not have anyone that he knows of in the crew that can do detect magic.
well, I could do it. I mean, it might take me a few minutes to get it ready, but I have to pull out my book of spells and stuff and research.
Is this
Ritual.
ritual cast?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right with you doing that. You don't really need to ask him, but yeah, he's all right with that.
All right, so I'll start preparing my spell and going mumbling off to myself because I'm curious if there's anything.
Okay, so you do detect that this fog is magical, of some nature. It would be, what type of magic would this be?
That'd be a
Huh?
transmutation.
I don't think it's transmutation. Let me find the
Oh.
magical types. Where are the magical types? Anyone remember what page that's on?
Not off the top of my head. I think it's wizards, but
Yeah, it could be in the wizard. Here it is. Schools of magic. Abjuration. Conjure. Divination. Chant. Evocation. Oh, music. Illusion.
we're in the thick of it now, lads.
It would probably be best described from the kind of the colors and senses that you're getting from it as probably as divination magic. Though it kind of seems weird. It's not exactly divination magic, but it has a lot of it feels and looks a lot like divination magic.
Divination, sure. I'm picking up some divination magic in this fog here. I think that's usually a sign that someone's crying on or trying to observe something. Like,
And you say this to the captain?
I guess if I'm on good terms with the captain, if not, then I'm saying it to the first mate.
First mate? Yeah, that would probably be the more correct person for you to take. Usually someone under the first mate would usually bring it to the first mate, except for maybe the bosun and stuff, right?
Okay.
But crew members would usually bring it to the first mate. Cannoneers would generally bring it to the first mate. So yeah, you tell the first mate. What are you doing, Michael? What are you doing, Michael?
Yeah. What am I doing?
So Jody just told you. Jody just told you that he senses divination magic in the fog.
Divination?
That's usually used to spy on or observe people from a distance.
Can I do an
just
arcana?
tell you, Jody.
Has we already done an arcana check of some sort?
You could if you want. Just tell you, Jody, the divination magic that you sense is like you're seeing it in all the fog. It's not like located in one central location or anything like that. It's like all the fog.
Oh, 17.
So you do notice that this fog has lasted a lot longer than like fogs usually like burn off with the sun and the heat. They often dissipate. They don't usually stick around for so long. Like just being that it took you like maybe 8 hours until you actually reached the fog bank. You usually would expect that the fog bank would have rolled off or cleared off by the time you reached it, but it has, if not only just stayed here, but it seems to have gotten thicker.
Okay.
And it could potentially be a magical fog.
Alright, let's see.
So what do you want to do about this?
What do I want to do?
You want to like tell the captain, or
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell
give
the
an order
captain.
yourself?
I'm gonna tell the crew, hold tight, brace for orders, and go to the captain. Captain, this appears to be a magical fog. We're being scried upon. We are being scried upon, right?
I don't know.
Well, it's divination magic.
So, with that, the captain kind of becomes a little worried. He's like, we've been in the fog for maybe an hour now. He's thinking whether he should turn back, maybe go around. He asks you what you think he should do.
Well, let me.
He also calls in the bosun as well, and the I always forget the roles.
Quartermaster?
The quartermaster, yes. Just to get their opinions as well, since they are the 4 highest ranking characters.
We need to get out of the fog quickly as possible. I think the question is, do we want to go back the way we came, or do we push on forwards? But I don't think that seems to be a possibility anymore.
Yeah, so you've heard that this is a big fog bank. So it's probably at least 50 miles long, and you're in it about an hour. 50 miles. It'll probably take you another 8-9 hours to get through it. So you're going to suggest that they turn back, right?
Pretty
you
much.
turn back.
Mm-hmm.
So the quartermaster suggests that with the supplies and everything, you're all right. You can afford to go around. They're not going to be out of food or anything. So he's also suggesting that you turn back. The bosun is more concerned about getting to port quickly. He wants to get to port quickly because he's worried that if anything were to happen, the boat would start leaking and you'd start sinking and we could all perish in the ocean. So the bosun's actually suggesting that you go forward. But since the two of you had suggested you go back, and the bosun suggests go forward, each of me give me, or Zareth give me, was it not suggestion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion roll, yes. And persuasion is
16.
Persuasion is intelligence. Character sheet.
Insight.
It's it's not intelligence. It's charisma.
Yeah.
So the other two, can I do that? Does that work?
2. No.
Okay. So the bosun doesn't do a very good job of suggesting that you go forward, but then neither does the quartermaster do a very good job of suggesting you go back. But since you did really good, the captain is going to just a basic intelligence check. Where's my captain? Captain.
All right.
Captain is going to do intelligence check, and he is convinced to go back.
All right.
So the captain tells to you to turn the boat around and bring it outside the fog and go around. So he's basically suggesting that you now take this route. Okay.
All right. So I run out, go to crew. It's like, all hands on deck! All hands on deck! We're turning it around! We're getting out of this fog.
You don't really need all hands on deck for this.
Yeah, but I like saying it.
Okay, but if you like saying it, okay. Because just in general, about a third of the crew will always be sleeping, and a third of the crew will always be lounging around, doing
Eating.
Yeah, eating, not really
Playing shuffleboard
or something like that, right? They're R&R time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a third of the crew will be doing the actual work. Now, because your crew manifest is a little low right now, you're actually on a 50-50 split.
Ooh.
So everyone's doing a 12-hour shift right now.
All right.
And you have half your crew working and half your crew sleeping. So basically, half your crew right now is pretty well up on deck, trimming sails, adjusting, controlling the rudder, and turning the boat around.
All right.
Can I hit the sails with a gust of wind once we've turned around?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you turn around, and you hit the gust of wind, and your boat picks up some extra speed. It is now moving. What is it? Range target. Strong wind. Doesn't say actually how strong that wind is. It doesn't like give a speed or anything, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So
So it's on you to rule it.
maybe an extra
4 miles an hour?
double your speed.
Yeah,
So
double.
you're doing 9 miles per hour now, and you're doing it for a minute.
A minute of that, and then it's gone.
Yeah. So you do about 9 miles an hour for about a minute. So you get a little extra distance out of that, but it's still after an hour is it's still going to take you only maybe cut it down by maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to get out of the fog cloud. Okay.
Alright.
So about an hour later, you still do not see any sign of the fog dissipating.
Ooh.
You're kind of getting worried now. You should have been outside the fog by now.
I immediately report this to the captain.
The captain has come out to deck, and he sees that you're still in the fog. He kind of looked out his window. He's like, "Why are we still in the fog?" He came out. He's like, he's telling you now. Did we turn around? Did you give the orders?
Yes, I
He's
gave
kind
all
of
the orders, and no
he's
matter
kind
how.
of berating you right now. He's saying, "Are you following my orders? Are you just Are you like he kind of felt that the ship turned around and everything, but maybe you didn't turn it the whole 180 degrees or something. He's like, so he's kind of giving you a word of warning or a stern talking to.
Okay. I just picture
Um,
it's like John Taffa talking to someone on it and just going. So it's like a really loud, stern talking to. He's just shaking his head up and down, not saying to him. Like, mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what he'd be saying, but it's really just not coming to my mind right now. It's just, but he'd kind of be like a drill sergeant, kind of like, can you not follow orders? Can you not listen? Do I need to find someone else to fill your shoes?
Your new name is Piles.
So after that, he's kind of still standing on deck. He's going to watch. He's going to keep an eye on what everyone's doing. What are you going to do now, as the first?
I'm gonna double check and make sure everyone's doing their job, and then I'm gonna do something incredibly desperate. I'm gonna try to talk to my patron.
Okay.
And see if it knows anything about what's going on.
So you're going to try to call your patron. Is that an ability that you have? Is that?
Well, I am a warlock, so it's like I have a patron. I don't know what it is or personally, but because
Hashtag
Okay, so
sugar daddy.
yeah, kind of fill me in because I don't really play warlocks very much.
Well, warlocks
Do
make
you have
pacts with
do you have a
otherworldly
direct
beings.
connection to your patron, or is this more like a god where you sort of like pray to him?
No, it's more like a patron. Like it's a pact. You know, it's. I think someone described it once as it's more focused on you because it chose you to make the pact with. Instead of like there's several clerics to one deity, so it's trying to answer several at once. So it's more focused.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So I guess it would, and it's up to you what the patron is. I'll give you that fairness.
And what type of warlock are you?
Hexblade.
Hex. So you might actually be your weapon, right?
Could be my weapon or something that made the weapon.
Like you might be talking to your weapon, kind of like.
Think of the weapon like a phone, and it has the number on auto dial to the patron. Like most people choose the Raven Queen, but.
So so basically, you take your was it your rapier? Was it
Cutlass.
your
I just summoned
your
the cutlass.
and you give it like almost like a prayer, kind of like what's going on, and it doesn't really talk to you so much as you get like a feeling in your head, and you get this feeling like, hey, didn't you already die?
What?
Your patron's kind of confused.
Didn't I already die?
Yeah, it seems to think you're dead. Which kind of makes you confused now. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm confused. And I'm just gonna pull one of the crew members, which happens to be Toby's character. And I just pull him
Okay.
aside and go, "Did we die?"
Toby just went away, so he might not be able to respond. I guess his character maybe gives you a blank look. He's not sure what you're talking about. He's like, "Would you lose your rocker or something like that? You finally drank too much whiskey or something, too much gut rot or something like that."
And then I go and pull up another crew member that happens to be Bobby and go, "Did we die?"
I don't know. I keep falling asleep here. The fog gets very somnambulous. It makes me want to fall asleep.
Does anyone want to do any checks or anything? Anything?
I'll do a check, I guess. What kind of check would it be?
You tell me what are you
I guess history.
like? You're trying. Okay, so kind of explain to me what type of history you're looking into. Are you
like trying to remember anything at any point did we die?
Okay, so give me the check on that. Okay, so you have no knowledge of dying.
Yeah.
Not recently, at least, especially not within this lifetime. If you had died, you probably died in a previous lifetime. If you believed in reincarnation, I don't know if your character does or not. But you're not aware of any deaths occurring, even except for maybe when you last fought the previous ship. Some of the other crew members died. Maybe some of them died near you, but you don't remember yourself being hit or dying. You seem quite alive, as far as you're concerned. You don't have any mortal wounds or anything like that.
All right.
And no one else on board ship looks like they're mortally wounded or dying or undead or anything like that. No one. And Jody, since he had told you that he had done detect magic, you saw him casting a spell, you saw him preparing. He did not tell you that anyone on the crew was undead or some spell was running on them or anything like that, right?
Right.
So you're not aware of any reason why you would be considered dead by your pact. Was it your pack guy or whatever?
My patron.
Your patron.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just take the sword aside and just go, "What the hell was that? I thought you said I was dead. What's up with this fog?"
Okay, so while you're holding your sword and you're thinking about this, you get like a flash kind of in your head. It's kind of like a memory, almost like a memory that you never had, a memory that you like, that it's almost like someone else's memory, but you can tell it's you, right?
Right.
And you're starving to death. You haven't drank any water in days, maybe even weeks. I can't remember how long it takes usually for someone to die from lack of water. I think it might actually be a week or something.
Yeah, a week for
Um,
dehydration.
so basically, you feel like you're dying from hunger and dehydration.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
So you've got this memory that's yours but not yours of you dying from dehydration and lack of food. And you also seem to recall your friends and other people on the boat, which it also includes the new members on the boat. So you see Jody's character, you see Toby's character, also starving and dying from hydration on the boat.
I think I know what's going on.
So,
I think this is some sort of illusion or trap. We're really just on the boat, starving and dying of thirst. How do we snap out of it?
Focus yourself.
And I sit down in Indian style, put the cutlass on my lap, and just put my thumbs on top of the cutlass and my fingers underneath the blade, and just focus. Try to snap out whatever this is.
Okay, give me Constitution save.
Constitution save? Alright.
Yeah, I think that might be focus. Either that or wisdom save. What does everyone else think?
11.
Constitution sound good to you?
Yeah.
Jody? Toby? Yeah, Constitution? Okay, give me a Constitution save. So, you do not seem to snap out of anything. You don't feel yourself like... You don't feel like you're in some sort of fog or your mind's being controlled or anything like that. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary.
I am going to cast... Wait, when did I get that spell? Oh, never mind.
And so far, maybe after all this, maybe 15 minutes has passed.
I'm
And
going to
The
cast...
crew members are now starting to worry. The captain's kind of worrying. You're still in the fog. The fog does not look like it's going away. It does not look like you're getting farther out of it.
I'm going to
Everyone's kind of...
cast Unseen Servant to smack me out of it.
Okay. So your unseen servant pops into existence. I'm assuming unseen servants can interact with things?
Yeah, they can interact with things. They pick up
Okay.
stuff all the
So
time.
he starts slapping you. He starts... Everyone else on the boat seems to think something's weird with you right now. It's like, why is he summoning an unseen servant? Why is he having him slap him? You haven't really, explained well what you think's going on.
I explain.
Yeah.
I think we're not in a fog, but somehow on a ship, starving and dying of thirst. We need to snap out of this or whatever this is.
But no one seems to figure out why you've summoned an unseen servant to slap you. They're wondering what you're doing. They don't quite follow your train of thought. But he's slapping you, and how hard, how long do you want to slap you? For the whole hour?
Probably.
So he's slapping you and slapping you and slapping you and slapping you and slapping you. Your cheeks are getting bruised. Your head's getting bruised, and nothing's happening that you can discern. Everyone's kind of worried about your sanity. They're starting to wonder if maybe this fog causes insanity or something like that because you're acting a little weird. But no one else seems to be really weird. No one else seems to be kind of affected by it that they can see. But no one else has a patron that seems to think that they're dead. At least no one's tried to summon their patron to see if they're dead.
What's Bobby doing?
falling asleep at the computer.
I think Bobby might be sleeping.
Yeah. Sleeping.
The coffee and the nap were not enough.
Nope.
Toby? Are you awake? Maybe?
But barely.
Yeah. Toby has an excuse. It's wee hours in the morning over here.
Is there anything you want to do, Toby?
It's a matter of my internet is cutting in and out really badly, and I'm only catching like a quarter of what you're saying.
Ooh, that's not good. Is anyone else having a problem with my voice?
My brain is going in and out intermittently.
Okay, so it is Toby's connection. Okay, so I'll try to sum it up a bit, just to see if you can understand it. But basically, you've been in this fog for longer than you think you should have. Jody has seen magic in the fog,
Right.
and Zareth is kind of slapping himself silly. He thinks he's died, or his god thinks he's died, or he's dying.
Really?
Nimris is going to be super weird at this point, and it's just going to walk backwards off the side of the ship, and then use Emissary of the Sea.
Emissary. What does that do? Emissary. Now you understand that the boat is currently moving.
Yes, I'm considering trying to swim to catch up with it.
You probably can't swim that fast. Your best bet.
Rogue bonus action dash. I could probably just about catch up as long as I'm not here too long.
Let's see. So what's your swim speed?
30 feet. If I dash 60 feet, bonus action dash 120 feet.
And that's per 6 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you should be good on that. Okay. So,
I'm asking the local wildlife, what's the deal with the fog, basically?
okay, so none of the aquatic beasts know anything about fog. For like what fog? But they live underwater and breathe water, and they never really go up to the top to investigate the fog. Any other questions you might want to ask him?
Any big boys about? Like any real lords of the ocean? Like any kings I should be respecting?
No, but there are 2 human boats nearby. Maybe you should ask the other boat.
I'm just going to head back to our boat and report there are 2 other human boats nearby.
And you kind of get from how they're talking that your boat is considered one of the 2. So it's your boat.
Just one other human boat nearby. Well, then Nimris will pop up, climb up the side of the ship, and report that.
Okay. Okay, so everyone hears that there's another boat nearby. You haven't seen the fog yet. Anything you want to do before you, or just go on, or?
I don't know. Let's see.
Michael?
Anything else I want to do?
Yeah, anything else you want to do? Keep slapping yourself?
After seeing what he's doing, I'm going to try to...
You've heard that there's a boat nearby.
Right, and I tell the captain there's a boat nearby.
Okay, so the captain says quarter speed, because if there is a boat nearby, he doesn't want to be hitting it very fast, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, that's the other reason why you probably didn't really need to do a full dash is because you were only going at half speed. So you may have just been able to get back on board just by regular swimming. But either way, yeah, you're able to get back on board, no problem. So quarter speed, maintain heading. Do you want to change the heading?
Nimbus is going to propose just pushing through.
Like right now, no one really has a good idea what direction you're going.
Right.
Like you think you've turned a full 180 degrees, but I haven't heard of anyone using any navigator's tools or
Can I
anything
use navigator's tools to work out which way we're headed?
Okay, does navigator's tools include a compass?
I believe so. But I believe navigator's tools has like a
Good.
compass, a sextant, and a bunch of other stuff to
Because
read.
yeah, with the fog, a sextant would be useless. You can't rely on the stars for directing you. You cannot see the stars. So you would need a compass to verify your direction.
I'd imagine a compass would be a part of navigator's tools.
I would too, but I would like to double check that just to make sure because I don't know if this fancy setting includes compasses or not, right?
Right.
Is there let me just double check online.
Let me check.
Can I attempt a survival check to see if I can gauge from the position of the sun or whatever where things are? Oops. There's a lot of survival checks.
Looking at the player's handbook, it literally just says you are proficient at finding your way at sea. It doesn't say at any point you have a compass, which is really messed up.
Yes. So I'm checking to see if anyone's suggested if there's compasses in the world. Good question.
Oh, I think I'm about to. Oh, here.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that yes, compasses exist. I don't know if they really do or not in Forgotten Realms. I don't know the correct answer to that.
Flying ships, I imagine they have a compass at some point.
So yeah, I'm going to assume that they do have compasses and that you probably do have a compass. And I will note, or you can note that when checking your compass, the compass is currently spinning.
Oh, that's not good.
Yes.
True.
I've spent most of my life on the sea. I've never seen this.
So if I come up, showing up all bruised and stuff, this is weird. Maybe we should ask the fish and if they know where the ship, if they're willing to lead us to the other ship, and if the captain's okay with us going to the other ship.
Bobby's like, this has got me very anxious, lads. I've got to go off to the loo for a bit. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
That happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to draw this out by 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah, right.
Because I was about to do something, but I can draw it out 5 minutes. Okay, so what were you going to do? Ask the fish which direction the boat was?
Yeah,
Or
the
so
boat.
you're going to ask Toby to ask the fish which direction the boat was.
Well, we
right?
can both communicate with fish. Like, I'm a sea elf and he's a triton. I have
Okay.
a friend of the sea. He has emissary of the sea.
Emissary of the sea.
Well,
So we can both speak to sea creatures.
pretty much.
We can't understand what they're saying, per se, but we know enough to understand what we're saying to them. It's weird. It's like Rangers be speech.
So in your communication with the fish, you kind of get the feeling that they suggest that the boat is in front of you.
I look at
Like-
Nimrus.
And when I say in front of you, I don't mean like where you're currently looking. I mean where your boat is currently.
Yeah, I look at Nimrus and I rush to the front of the boat. And what do I see?
5 minutes.
Yeah, Nimrus follows behind and pops up on the side of the boat, just like, what the hell? This fog is never bloody ending.
Okay, so you start seeing in the fog.
And you just see Alandis and Nimrus start doing the Titanic scene. It's like, it feels like I'm flying.
So in the fog, you kind of see the silhouette of a ship.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Jody's back.
Yep.
It's,
That was a quick 5 minutes.
well, it wasn't a full loop.
It wasn't a full 5 minute break. Okay. So in the fog, you see what looks like the shape of a ship. And as it gets closer, it looks like the shape of your ship.
What?
It's our ghost ship.
But the sails are all torn. And the decks are all dirty. And you don't see anyone on the ship as your ship sort of coasts up next to it.
How next to it?
Captain,
Like,
I
are
suggest-
we 5 feet away, 10 feet away, 20 feet away?
Well, as you approach beside the ship. So let me see if I can do this. How do I do this?
New map.
Cool.
New map.
Okay.
Sir, suggest that we board the other ship and compare the damages.
So this is your ship. Let me see if I can. How would I do that?
Good question. How would you superimpose?
I don't think you can. You'd have to set up a map with 2 different images.
Or cut and paste the main deck and copy it over onto another map with duplicated. Or
Yeah.
copy, not necessarily can't cut. Just copy the main deck over into a new map with twice. Mm. So that's our ship, is it? Oh, I see. First mate gets room all to himself. What?
Well,
He has a
I don't
cook
know how
does
this-
too, though. Huh.
My handle. I lost my handle.
How large of a crew do we hold? Like 20 people or something? Is that it?
So right now you have 10 people on board.
Hmm.
10 people in the party, right?
Yes, 10 people plus the party. About right? Maybe one more square. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so let's see if I can move.
Ooh.
And I probably need to change the page size. So this is height 1530.
He's done something.
Okay, so the boats are kind of like this. Can you see that? Can you see both boats?
No, I
Yes.
see one.
No, we
No.
just see the Revenge.
Layer. Let me.
You need
put
to
that.
drag us.
Does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Yes, although, okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
It's a mirror of our ship.
We don't really need the lower decks there because they're not like sideways from the upper deck. The upper deck's on top of the lower deck, right?
Well, it's it's kind of hard because this is one picture, so I can't really
Okay.
subdivide it.
but it's more like the lower decks or our boat actual real thing. Yeah, they're almost right next to each other.
So yeah, basically, how I'm trying to show it is that
Like there's 5 feet between us.
there's basically about 5 feet between you. Like here is the best spot, but then I have some kind of water on that side of my boat. You're kind of more closer like this, right? And you're kind of like sailing up, so you're just coming up beside it.
No, we might rub sides of this, but we might want to steer away.
You might, but
We're
no one
good.
suggested that.
I'm gonna fling a gold coin onto the ship.
Okay, gold coin flies over the ship and lands on this upper deck.
Anything happens?
It lands on the upper deck. It spins around for a little bit, then lies down.
Mate, I suggest we lay out a line across and board the other ship.
So yeah, this other ship doesn't look like there's any crew members on top. The sails are all torn. It is not really moving. It's kind of like drifting in the water a little bit, but it's not have very much speed. The captains basically said, what was it? Lines out or something like that to try to hook the other ship.
And we'll.
And he's also suggested full stop.
All right. Then we full stop, and then I guess I want my gold coin back, so I'm gonna go be the first one on the ship when the lines are set in and hooked on.
Okay. So you swing over to the other ship
Pretty much.
and land on the deck and pick up your coin. Give me a perception check.
All right. It's been a while since I had a character that was actually wise.
Anyone else want to give me a perception check?
17.
It's not my standard ability. I mean,
If you want, you don't have to, but
No. Nimris is looking this shit over. He doesn't trust any of this.
okay. So it looks like the deck has not been cleaned for quite a while. It looks like maybe a little layer of dust and maybe salt water and stuff is kind of like pooled, and maybe some of the boards have become a little deteriorated. Maybe they haven't been cleaned for a while, or they've been sitting in the sun for a while. It looks like the deck has not been taken care of for at least a month, maybe 2 months.
Nimris is just going to call out, I don't like this.
And
This
there's
whole
no
thing stinks.
footsteps or anything. It doesn't look like there's any footsteps on the deck.
I'm going to check the first mate quarters.
Okay. So you go into your quarters. They're not really your quarters, but they look just like your quarters.
right.
All your stuff is there. All your stuff that you usually leave in your quarters is there. You find this quite odd. You do not see anyone in the quarters.
Okay, then I guess I'm going to move forward to the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Hey, Jack, you want to grab some mops and go help clean up this other ship? Jack, are you listening to me? Jack.
Okay, so going up to the captain's quarters, you go through the crew quarters. The crew quarters are currently empty. There are hammocks in here, but a lot of the hammocks look like they've kind of broken and deteriorated. A lot of the cloth is ripped and stuff. It looks like no one slept in here for quite a while. And then you walk to the captain's quarters. Same thing. It looks like no one's been here for a while, but looks just like your captain's quarters. Like to the last detail, looks exactly like your captain's quarters. Looks.
And I'm gonna. Is there anybody on board the ship with me?
Has anyone come over? I haven't heard of anyone
Not
saying
yet.
I'm trying to recruit Jack to go get some ops and go over there cleaning it up, but I don't. He's
Who's
not
Jack?
responding to me. Jack's that
Okay,
guy on the
so-
crew over there, the cute one with the blonde hair. See, I've been taking a shining to him.
So the captain is kind of resistant about going over across to the other ship to clean it because he doesn't really know why this other ship is here, and he recognizes this other ship, as being the Revenge. He sees it. He's spooked. Like there should not be a second Revenge anywhere. It's a unique ship. You look at it, you can tell there's no other ship built like it, right?
What, the little woodwork there on the side that looks like a
Like-
skull and crossbones, or
The whole thing of the Revenge is a unique ship. It was built like it's not like a mass produced ship or anything like that.
oh, okay,
It's a lot of hand carved, a lot of special designs specific to that boat. And he's looking at this boat and he does not know what to do. He's like, his mind is blown. He's kind of like really trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Permission to speak?
Sure.
Well,
Go ahead.
maybe we could take this other boat and scrap it down if there's nobody on board. Use some more parts to fortify our own ship.
He give me a persuasion check.
Okay, persuasion. I can do that. Yeah. Or maybe
So
not. Maybe not.
he is so like confused and kind of like terrified of this other boat. He's like, this should not exist. This should not be here. He is totally against taking anything from that boat and putting it on your boat.
I'm wondering if is this like a Fey magic?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I note the damage due to our ship and check the ship? Be able to check this ship and see if it has the same amount of damage to it, but older.
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of the damage looks extremely familiar to your current ship.
Okay.
You see bracings and board fixes and stuff, all very current to your ship. But there are some things that are different, like the sails being all torn up, the hammocks all being destroyed. There are things that your ship has not taken damage at, right?
I tell you, the streaks of Fey magic or evil spirits.
And your Arcana check, you don't really notice anything magical about the other boat.
No, I'm just thinking if it seems like something that a Fey would like a boat displaced in time or whatever. Or
Wait a minute.
I'm making wild theories and just trying to toss them around.
Like there's magical fog around, so you kind of know that. So it could be like you normally think maybe it'd be illusion.
No, nothing.
Like normally you'd think it'd be illusion, but illusions are usually not solid.
Right.
And you haven't done detect magic lately, but illusion magic is not the same as divination magic.
No, it isn't.
So if this is related to the fog, it's not the same magic that you had done earlier. Like you could try to do another detect magic now.
Sure.
It will take you 15 minutes.
10 minutes.
11.
Wait. I have an idea. I'm gonna go to a certain spot in the ship, and I see nothing there but the riddle planks, right? Of this ship.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Nimrus to go to the exact same spot and make a mark with his sharp object at that exact same spot and see what happens.
Nimrus will do so, but he's confused as to why. Magic is beyond him.
So what happened?
Okay. So what type mark are you putting into the ship? What are you doing?
I'll carve in a triangle with a circle around it.
Okay. You carve a triangle with circle into the boat. You don't really see anything on the other ship happening.
Interesting. Nothing on this side. Did you do anything yet?
I carved it, and at this point, Nimrus is going to head up and approach the captain. Like, as low down as Nimrus is, he's got a feeling, and he's going to approach the captain.
Okay.
And real quick, right where they're at the captain is with Nimrus.